The Lord is in his holy temple.
Since 1978, the television ministry of Dr. D. James Kennedy has been airing on a weekly basis nationwide. That's an amazing track record for any television program, sacred or secular.
Let all the earth keep silence before him.
Growing up, I watched Dr. Kennedy and had such a great appreciation for him. He was one of the few men in America in the church that got it. From this standpoint, who can argue with him about his heart for evangelism? I mean, he launched Evangelism Explosion. I mean, he was about winning souls for Christ, but at the same time, he understood we had to impact the culture. The two are not incompatible. They run together, they're parallel, and that's a part of the Great Commission. You don't choose one or the other, you do both.
Those who support this ministry through their prayers and their gifts make all these things happen, including the weekly television program. By the grace of God, in 2019, we were able to increase more than 30% of our viewing audience on the Sunday morning airings of Truths That Transform on the Lifetime channel. That's tens of thousands more people hearing the gospel weekly.
It is a tremendous benefit to the church all over this country and frankly all over the world that D. James Kennedy Ministries continues to produce programs every single week that shine the light of Scripture, the light of the gospel, the light of God's own truth on all of the major controversial issues of our day.
Also in 2019, we were able to make your voice heard by speaking out against the misnamed Equality Act, which passed in Congress and, if it became law, would punish those who disagree with the radical homosexual agenda. Also, our viewers spoke out in support of some of the president's excellent judicial nominees. Dozens of conservative, Constitution-upholding judges have been confirmed. Also in 2019, because of your support, we were able to train political leaders running for office with a comprehensive biblical world life view. Already 5 graduates of the D. James Kennedy Center for Christian Leadership are running for the U.S. House of Representatives in 2020.
I think it's great that some of us have already decided to run for Congress that have attended the Christian Statesman Leadership Training. Now nothing ever compares to the D. James Kennedy training, because I'm always emailing the directors saying, I went to this training, but it's nothing like yours. This D. James Kennedy training was life-changing, and it wasn't just facts. I mean, it was God has anointed that training.
I find the D. James Kennedy Center for Christian Leadership to be an absolute necessity for the time that we find ourselves in. We need people who are competent, who are energetic, and who are engaged to take positions of leadership. We need the people who are reflectors of the light of Christ to take the mantle to run into the halls of government. And the D. James Kennedy Center for Christian Leadership is imperative to executing that as a strategic mission.
Also this past year, we continued to press our case in court against the Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC, and Amazon, which takes the SPLC's word as gospel.
The Southern Poverty Law Center started as an organization that tracked actual terrorist groups like the Ku Klux Klan and Nazi skinheads, but it soon morphed into a fundraising operation that has now cast basic Christianity as a form of hateful bigotry right alongside the Nazis. It's disgusting, it's dangerous, but D. James Kennedy Ministries stood up and said, we're not going to take it anymore. We're going to do this for everybody. You know, they're out there slugging it out for everybody. All the Christian organizations that are worried that they'd be bankrupted. D. James Kennedy is trying to bell the cat and reveal the real beliefs of the Southern Poverty Law Center and render them toothless for the future. And I applaud them for that.
I'm glad that D. James Kennedy Ministries is standing up to expose the hypocrisy, the psychological projection that the SPLC is involved in. Why? Because if they don't, who will?
Several weeks ago, the federal judge dismissed the case, so the ministry decided to appeal it.
The judge took the time to write an almost 150-page ruling over the course of a year in evaluating these issues. But we believe, as we are taking this up on appeal to the 11th Circuit, that there were a number of areas where he got the issue wrong.
Attorney David Gibbs describes what the SPLC is doing to D. James Kennedy Ministries.
They don't agree with the positions of the organization, and so they're calling them a hate group with the intent to destroy. And we believe, even though we have a lot of free speech and our First Amendment does protect that right to speak, that there has to be reasonable limits. You can't lie with the intent to destroy an organization and, in our opinion, get away with it in America. D. James Kennedy Ministries is literally standing up for the freedom of every Bible-believing church and organization across the nation.
I really do commend D. James Kennedy Ministries for being, bearers of light, and in moments of darkness, you all punch holes through the darkness with the truth.
2020 will be a critical election year with a lot at stake. One of our ministry plans is to focus on ways to make sure this is an honest election. We have commissioned veteran journalist Robert Knight to write a book for us, Liberty at the Brink, How the Left Plans to Steal Your Vote. And we are in the process of producing programming exposing the issue from a biblical perspective.
I wrote the book because the left has deployed a number of strategies to literally steal the vote.
When you see the attempts by the left to get rid of the Electoral College and the electoral vote process, you see them attempting to reverse the wisdom of our founding fathers.
Election 2020 is unbelievably important. The courts are getting better, but they're nowhere close to being the kind of courts that the American people and that men and women of faith could rely on to effectively defend the Constitution as the founding fathers wrote it. So on the sanctity of life, religious liberty, many other issues, the next president will determine the direction of the country for our children and grandchildren, probably for the next 30 or 40 years.
We look to 2020, and D. James Kennedy Ministries is standing for truth, standing for freedom, standing for the gospel, really standing up for all of us that care about America.